You know how many people tend to want to call us before they call people who will make an actual difference in their life? I'm telling you, 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. It's brought to you by Shea Automotive. Dive into the Shea Megalot for a refresh today. Stop in, trade in your vehicle, and you might be surprised and get more for your trade than you ever got before. Plus, no payments till April 2024. Shea Automotive Group. See dealer for details. Well, the House Homeland Security Committee plans to vote today on a resolution to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, moving closer to making him just the second cabinet secretary in history to be charged with high crimes and misdemeanors over what House Republicans claim is a dereliction of duty as crossings at the U.S.-Mexico border reach record highs. Coming up tomorrow, the funeral for fallen Michigan State Police Trooper Joel Popp, who was killed nearly a week ago when hit by a passing vehicle during a traffic stop on I-75 near Birch Run. His service scheduled for tomorrow morning at 11 at the SVSU Riders Center. Visitation is today from 2 to 11, I should say 2 to 8. That is at Cedarburg Funeral Home on Franklin Street in Frankenmuth. From Gaylord comes word that officials have canceled this year's Michigan Snowmobile Festival. Reason? Not enough snow. The event has been plagued in recent years, although it did run without a hitch last year. MLive reporting that festival had to be scuttled from 2K20 through 22 because of the COVID-19 pandemic and poor trail conditions. Big Ten basketball tonight coming up at the Breslin Center. Michigan playing against Michigan State. That's a 9 p.m. tip-off. The Wolverines going in 7-13 for the season. Spartans are 12-8 entering that contest. And to cap this one off, the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, reportedly now lifting the blocked searches for Taylor Swift after fake sexually explicit AI-generated images of the singer had circulated on that platform. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Off and on snow showers to start with today to worsen our commute. That could turn into a combination of rain and snow showers later this afternoon, with the temperatures climbing only slightly to around 36. Winds out of the south at 5 to 9, gusting up to 18 miles per hour at times. Cloudy skies tonight and temperatures holding steady at around 34. And then tomorrow to be slightly warmer at around 40 under generally cloudy conditions. Look for Thursday, cloud cover and about 42. Right now it is 33 in Flint. In Saginaw also 33.
I think there's a conspiracy here in this NFL that we're dealing with, Hal.
Conspiracy.
A grocery store bakery already had cakes that featured the 2 teams that made the Super Bowl. Before they had been decided.
Oh, a little insider trading.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. Well,
Cakes, you said?
Yeah, they were baked cookie cakes.
I see.
Cakes, they had cookie cakes, whatever the hell that is, featuring 2 teams that made the Super Bowl. But one of the teams turned out to be the Baltimore Ravens, which are not now going to the Super Bowl. So the conspiracy now is that the teams had to be changed because people found out. So that's what they're saying now. They had to change the names.
Okay.
So they put Baltimore Ravens on it.
And those cookies that were featuring the Detroit Lions are being sent off to a third world country, I bet.
No doubt. We're going to see all those Detroit Lions NFC Champs T-shirts on people in Africa and third world countries, because that's what usually ends up. Those things are pre-printed, and then when they don't fulfill their mission, then they go to the, which is fine. I'm glad they use them, for crying out loud. It's 7:02.
From the Hurley Medical Center studios, this is the Foxhole Morning Show. George Morris Owasso.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority.
103.9.
103.9.
The Fox.
You know, if each listener would send just $1, I could jump a plane ride down there and take some pictures of that.
I'll give you $2.
I'll take one for the team. 103.9 The Fox. Good morning.
Welcome, TikTokers. Good morning, Tuesday. Now, it's from the standpoint of weather, it's anything but a good morning around here. Tina's here. Good morning, Tina. Reporting live and local from New Jersey. Sheila's here, reporting from one of the free bridges in Bay City, Michigan. Good morning to Aaron, who's following us, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And also to Camco6011 and those who are joining us at the moment. Michael is here. Beverly's here. Where have you stumbled onto, you wonder? We are in the middle of a morning radio show. Stephen Jewell is in Saginaw, Michigan. Welcome. What's it doing up there? It's been, for the last hour or so, raining, and I should say snowing. It's going to rain later, but snowing now, appreciably so. And the further west we go, we're finding out that it's even worse, because that's messed up traffic, particularly on one stretch of highway, which you'd be familiar with over on I-69. We are trying trying to gather ourselves together for what is going to be probably a rather rude commute here this morning. It's just now starting to turn into that because of the weather. It wasn't too bad to start with, but things are getting a little messy out there. It's been for the last week or so, we've been in the middle of some rather balmy temperatures, which have taken the snow that we received a couple weeks ago and started to melt it down so that there's an awful lot of ice in certain areas. And now today it's just going to complicate things a bit. And from what the forecast for the next week or so is showing us, it's going to actually be a lot warmer for maybe about a week and a half stretch. Warmer than we're used to in this area, which means that things do look promising for Punxsutawney Phil when he comes out of his hole in a couple of days. Groundhog Day is what? Just 3 days away. And we're going to get to find out if we're going to have an early spring or not. Misty's hand here. Good morning to Misty and to Marlon, all of you who are joining us. It is the 30th of January, and one of the things we usually do, most of you are not familiar with what we do as a routine here on our live stream, which is on 103.9 The Fox in Flint, Michigan, USA, the home of the formerly crappy water, is we give you a chance to smile at one of the faces that we have on our 365 Dogs calendar. And this morning we're going to look at an Australian Shepherd mix named Lila, who lives right in our state of Michigan, Shelby Township, Michigan. This is going to be Lila that you're taking a look at right now. Shelby Township, Michigan is her home. Morning TGIF, and to Lena, who are our latest to join us and hang out here on TikTok for a while. We're here every Tuesday. We call this TikTok Tuesday, whereupon other people might call it Taco Tuesday. We come over here with our live stream. We're all over the map when it comes to that. We are on Facebook on Mondays on my Facebook page. Thursday we're going to go over to Instagram. Yeah, it kind of does look like Rocco, doesn't she? That's Lila, Australian Shepherd mix. Tina has a rather new addition to the home, which is kind of marked like that. Here's Johnny Burke and Steph Barber from the studio to myself. They are your hosts. Hello there, Shelly Tumbler Shop. Good to see you.
Horribly claustrophobic.
Crazy, man. Speaking of toilets, do you flush the toilet lid open or closed?
Closed.
Both are kind of gross. I just came across this. Whether it's a gross public restroom where somebody else didn't flush or you just did some major damage at home, have you felt the urge to flush the toilet with the lid closed? And bad news, you used to think that was the way to go.
Right.
It apparently does not matter. Flushing is a messy process regardless. A team of microbiologists from the University of Arizona put out a new study, and there's not much difference whether you leave the lid up or down. Either way, the powerful swoosh sends viral particles and germs shooting into the air and onto the floor and other nearby surfaces. They do say closing the lid can reduce the bigger particles that come flying out. Now, I've seen lids now that actually have a lip on them that comes down
Yeah.
over the toilet seat. I would think those would be better at this. The only meaningful way to reduce, though, the spread of viral pathogens is to regularly clean and sanitize your toilet and the surrounding area often. My kids listening to this? Experts recommend putting toothbrushes away and not leaving them out too, by the way, as well as cosmetics that you apply to your face.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I never thought about my toothbrush. I need to find a better home for that.
They actually have ultraviolet toothbrush holders
Okay.
that you can get, and you put your toothbrush in it, and it does it. And there are also caps and things. You can
Tina's does not have a lid at all,
I always put,
but she does have a cleaning lady, so that's good.
I never really thought about the logistics of that.
And they're also reminding us not to handle our phones while using the toilet, which all of us do.
No, not me.
You don't?
No. The phone has no place in the bathroom.
Here, you want to borrow my phone?
I do not.
See?
Knowing what I know now,
Now, yeah, see? Perfect. That worked out to my advantage.
I'm on to you.
It's 7:08, and wow, Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $311 million. Play Mega Millions at your favorite Michigan Lottery retailer or online at MichiganLottery.com. Buy a ticket today. You could be 6 numbers away from your moment.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph still to come.
This hour, Steph's Fox Flashback will be your next opportunity to win. And next hour, we're going to play What's in Johnny's Pants. And we got prizes to give away.
We do, and this hour is brought to you by Way to Be Medical Weight Loss. Shed those unwanted pounds effectively, safely, and affordably with FDA-approved weight loss injections. from Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Schedule your appointment today by calling 810-866-4567 or visit Way, spelled WEIGH, to be.com.
Listen up, weekday warriors.
Yes. Okay, we're getting ready to do traffic, which this morning is going to be somewhat of an involved process because the weather has been worsening for the last hour and a half with the continuing snowfall, which is creating really slick weather conditions, and there's a particular stretch of highway which is to our west of us where the snow has been falling intensely enough so that the visibility is down to virtually zero. It's kind of whiteout conditions over that way. So we're going to get to that in a second here, and then we'll talk about some other things. As we're in 49 days until spring. 7 weeks from today is the official arrival of spring here in the United States. And boy, are we looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Those of you who are joining us for the first time, if you would like to share out our live broadcast, we would immensely appreciate it. This is something that we do every week on Tuesdays on TikTok. We're all over the place. So Facebook on Mondays, Instagram on Thursdays. We go to Twitch and Facebook in a multi-stream form on Fridays, but TikTok is here Tuesdays for you. So hopefully you'll mark that on your calendar to always be here on Tuesdays with us. Lots happening today. In the city of Burton, we've got a crash just moments ago having happened. We're finding out about along the 1300 block of Bristol Road. Genesee Township brings us a crash at Center and Carpenter Roads. We've got a semi in Flint Township that's blocking all the lanes around Flushing Road at Lavelle, so an area to steer clear of and go around. Mundy Township, Hill and Linden Road, there's a crash there. Flint Township, Bristol at Van Slyke, we're going to find a crash having happened there a minute ago. 75 from Saginaw Road in Grand Blanc Township is a crash scene. Got another one on Linden south of Bristol in Flint Township. Flint Township, the 3500 block of Linden Road, a crash there. Hill at Hill 23 Drive in Mundy Township, another problem that's in the cleanup stages. Grand Blanc Township, Cook at McQuain at the roundabout, there's a crash. Jennings at Mount Morris Road, Mount Morris Township, we find a wreck there. Southbound 475 at Robert T., there's another crash. Hill and State Road in Atlas Township. Also in the city of Flint, we have the intersection of DuPont and Flushing closed down because of a crash that's got the power lines down over there also. That's DuPont Street at Flushing Road. Southbound 75 before Stanley Road, another crash. Southbound 75 at Mount Morris Road. Northbound 75 at Holly Road. Also DuPont at Flushing, we told you about. Southbound, the ramp, southbound 475 to southbound 475. That is a crash scene. And of course, the bigger problem that's gotten traffic blocked and has for a while over in Shiawassee County, westbound 69, that is closed. The stretch all the way from M52 to exit 113. This is in the Bancroft area because, well, the weather has been bad and the visibility has been virtually zero because of the intensity of the snow falling there. If you spot traffic trouble, call us 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777 and get that vehicle city traffic info all the time, anytime from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Yeah, this snow is not going to end until sometime mid-afternoon. Then it's just going to be replaced with rain and snow mixed. And the breezy conditions, it's going to get up to a whole 36 degrees. Might see a couple inches today. Careful out there.
Yeah, it is it's a typical Michigan winter morning. Not good, but it's not something we haven't seen. Not something we haven't seen for quite some time. This also, 7 weeks away from the start of spring, is also National Croissant Day. We've heard about that, and we're talking about that on the air this morning. It's also something called National Plan for Vacation Day. This is the kind of day to be inspired to do that. People want to get away, and spring break is just around the corner for a lot of people, and this is the time of year to start thinking about that. My gig doesn't allow for vacation, so I have to sit this one out, but it's National Plan for Vacation Day today. Chris here from New Mexico, where it doesn't snow nearly to this amount. At least not in his home, I don't think. We'll see. All right, let's get a gas price check. Since we're so far around not only the country, but the world when we're on here, what are your gas prices sitting at right now? I know just a couple days ago I found out that in California it's been around $4.49 on average. Here it's actually dipped below $3 again. It's down to about $2.96. Chris says $3.14 a gallon, New Mexico. Good morning, JAJP. Good to see you. Welcome into our little cozy gathering this morning, which is on TikTok and is every Tuesday, where we do our live stream from 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA, which does offer, I might add, a free mobile app to download. If you're not yet done that, do that, and you'll have classic rock music 24/7. You don't have to wait for us to come on here on TikTok on Tuesdays. There are maybe other radio stations who will live stream some of their programming, but by and large, what they won't do is chat with you like we do. Most of them, there's a couple I'm aware of for sure who are on and do a nice show, but they have absolutely no attention paid to those who might join them on live stream. They're just basically, those who do that are just spectators to the show. Here, you can be active participants because what we do for about an hour or so is chat with you during the music and the commercials between about 7 and 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Take that into account, whatever time zone you are in. Know that we're in the Eastern Time Zone of the U.S. Edgar's here. Good morning, Edgar. Good to see you. One of the things I don't do so much is let you hear the music, because we are usually at the end of this thing, since TikTok does not own or offer a replay, we have to take our replays and move them over to our YouTube page, which I do later on in the day. We will have our entire session here on replay, but on YouTube they're a little stricter about allowing or not allowing copyrighted material on, so we don't get a chance to do a whole lot of airing of music on there. That's why I kind of keep it off the air here, even though TikTok doesn't care whether you play music here or not. Frank is here. Good morning, Frank. $33 degrees in the, and that's the thing that's complicating things right now. 33 Fahrenheit right now, and the fact that it kind of hangs right at or above the freezing mark is complicating the condition of the roads, making them even slicker. All right, a little bit of REO Speedwagon music, so we just won't join that one. Good morning, Max. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. As we are now just 2 days out from the two teams being determined for Super Bowl 58, which is coming up in Las Vegas on the 11th of February. Our team, the Detroit Lions, was so close, but were knocked out on Sunday past weekend by the San Francisco 49ers. This would have been the first time that the Lions would have ever made the Super Bowl in the entire 58-year history of the Super Bowl era. The only team that's never played in it that's been around that entire time has been the Detroit Lions, and that streak goes on. Left now are the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, and for those cities is a new promotion going on, which really sounds kind of, and I bring this up because the people who join our live streams tend to like to talk a lot about food. So we do that a lot. We talk about food in any number of contexts, and we have a chance to talk about it here with what's being offered for the people who are in the cities that are left in the Super Bowl. It is the idea of taking pizza and putting on it guacamole. Holy Guacamole is a brand which is breaking out this new snacking playbook. Two perennial favorites, they say, top the lineup: pizza and guacamole, since a new study assessed game day snacking habits found out 74% of consumers are likely to eat guacamole on the big game day. 91% are likely to eat pizza during the game. So naturally, this guacamole maker says, why not combine them? Why not combine pizza and guacamole? Okay, I know people that put ranch dressing on their pizza, but guacamole is something new. That seems to be in the experimental stages. 83% of people surveyed have never ever tried to pair those two together. So the people who make Holy Guacamole are picking 250 supposedly lucky fans to be able to score big with this combo. Free pizza and guacamole deliveries in Kansas City, Missouri, and San Francisco, California, which are, of course, the two cities represented in the Super Bowl this year. Guacamole. I don't eat guacamole. It seems to be a thicker form of that stuff that's usually poured on people on Nickelodeon. Guacamole on pizza. that's kind of a there's a concept that I tend to rebel against, that so many people are favorite in their diets, which is stuff on stuff. Taking things like dressing, putting them on salad, taking things like syrup and putting them on pancakes, and taking things like ranch dressing and putting them on pizza. And I just tried that once upon a time, and you took something that was really good, or putting particularly fries into ketchup, dipping fries in ketchup, taking something that is really, really good and messing it so, for some people, it doesn't consider it a mess up, but for me, it's just a total mess up doing that kind of thing. Morning, Justin. Good morning, Fox Valley. All right, good to see you guys who are joining this large crowd, getting larger by the minute as we hang out on Tuesday with you. Thank you so much for sharing this, and if you haven't, we wish you would. Thank you so much. Back to Johnny and Steph in the studio.
I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate that guy calling from Shiawassee County, because I drive from Flint to Sparrow Hospital every morning, and that really helped, because I got off at Duran, and there was another accident in Duran, but we're slowly making it, and I called ahead and let my boss know I might be late, because I am the one that comes the furthest. So.
Well, good luck to you. Be careful, and thanks for letting us know.
And everyone out there driving, so safety is more important than being late, you know.
Yep.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks.
All right, thank you. From one rocker to the other.
Drive safe.
You too, when you guys go home. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, actually, I probably could have said it better.
Yeah, no, she did a good job.
But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for that warning. And yeah, we have a lot of people in this area for some reason that drive out to Lansing because they don't want to live there. But there are a lot of people that commute that road, and that is where apparently most of the trouble is this morning. So be careful.
And hey, we just talked out of REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention quick, we walked into a really cool tour announcement, and that is REO Speedwagon touring with Train. And we do have a Michigan date, July 21st at Pine Knob.
Wow.
Yeah.
It should be a good show.
It should. And another one, Heart with special guest Cheap Trick.
When's that going to be?
We've got 2 dates in Michigan, May 21st at Little Caesars Arena,
right,
and then Van Andel Arena on August 21st.
So, and Hart is back together, which is...
Yeah, the two sisters.
That's the big news,
You
really.
betcha.
So, cool. Hey, some more big news for you. Starting day after tomorrow, February 1st, we're going to team up for the love of diamonds with Sawyer Jewelers. You can win a pair of beautiful diamond stud earrings from Sawyer Jewelers of Fenton and 103.9 The Fox. In the interim, just be sure to like Sawyer Jewelers Fenton on Facebook and keep listening for the rest of the details for the love of diamonds from Sawyer Jewelers and 103.9 The Fox. And then we get past that and you want to win some cash. For the second year in a row, our friends at Streeter Brothers want to hand out some cash to our listeners. It's called the Presidential Payout. Being patriotic as they are honoring President's Weekend. Coming soon from Streeter Brothers Concrete Contractors of Burton and 103.9 The Fox. We're going to be handing out thousands of dollars in free Fox money, and we want you to win your share. Just listen for the details from Streeter Brothers Concrete Contractors of Burton and Flint's 103.9 The Fox. Got a lot going on. And speaking of that, we even have Steph's Fox Flashback, another chance to win. Less than 15 minutes away.
Not all smart devices.
Lots of stuff going on the radio. Got stuff going on here, too, with folks joining us, including, as I see, Repo Roberts. Morning, Repo Roberts. Patrick says, and correctly so, Flint is the land of Roger and me. Guacamole on pizza you have experience with. And you say it's terrific. We have a thumbs up from Patrick Reddy, 06, who says guacamole on pizza is terrific. Only within the past 3-4 weeks, I had the opportunity to get firsthand knowledge of something we debate on our show a lot, which is the viability or lack of having pineapple on pizza. Johnny, the host, gave me as a Christmas gift a frozen, well, it's a Hawaiian pizza, and it says that on the box. Johnny rebels at the idea that it's called pizza. If you put pineapple on it, it's just flatbread in his mind. But the question is it any good? And I tell you, I had it one time, and for the first time, and it was really good. Pineapple on pizza works. A lot of people think it's kind of, but it does. It works. Cindy, good morning to you. Donald's here. Donald Felipe, 419, hello there. Patrick has 2 avocado trees in his yard. Oh, all right. Who was it? Tina that said loves Tina's a food pro. She loves guacamole, loves pretty much anything that's food.
Smart beds, and they'll help you sleep next level. And that'll help you perform better in so many ways. Yes, even that way. So get
All right, where do you live, Patrick, that you have 2 avocado trees in your yard? Where would you be living
purchased in store. And for that JD Power
to do that?
more information, just visit jdpower.com/awards. And right
Be tough to have avocado trees here today.
sale, you can save 50%.
Thanks for the support, Tina.
But only in Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com. See store for details. There are 3 in our area. The one in Okemos is across from the Meridian Mall. Another one in the Genesee Valley Mall complex, right at the corner of Miller and Linden Roads and Flint, across the street from our studios.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's talking about he's got a Sleep Number bed thing that he talks about. He and his what he calls first wife have been using the Sleep Number bed for a long, long time. Aaron's here. Welcome and good morning, Aaron. 2 different strains of fruit in San Diego. I have never been to San Diego, but I have a couple of friends who live there. One of them actually visits our live stream every now and then as a nurse. Okay.
M52 between Owasso and Perry and injury accident, so if they shut it down there. All right. All right, man. Thank you so much for your patience and take care of that for us. Take care. Great atmosphere and a great friendly staff with service second to none. If you're
Okay, yet another of our many, one of our many crashes. We have a crash-a-thon going on this morning here. Perry crash.
your choice, you won't be disappointed.
Traffic there. Okay.
Now open on Sunday, serving homemade fried chicken dinners noon till 7 p.m.
All right. Who else is here? Mel's here. Good evening, Mel. Mel on the other side of the world where it's getting close to being tomorrow already.
Yeah, the snow is going to be around for a while today, so be careful. As you've been listening, you should know by now that the roads are a mess. They're going to be a mess all day.
It is really coming down out there.
Yeah, 2 inches is what they're expecting. We could end up with more, though, the way it's coming down now. And it's just going to change over to rain and snow mixture this afternoon. It's not going away completely. It'll be breezy and 36, then down to 31 with cloudy skies tonight, mostly cloudy and 40 tomorrow. Heading towards the weekend, by the way, just in case you're wondering, drier and temperatures around 40. So for the remainder of the week, of course, it's still early to tell, but it's looking pretty good. We've got some music for you by Pink Floyd right now to accompany you on your commute. Hairy as it is on 103.9 The Fox.
Well, that's not good to know. Mel is not feeling well. A little under the weather tonight. Tonight. It is tonight in Australia. What state am I in? We are in Michigan. Right here. This is my high-price weather map. We're over about here. Right about in here. Flint is about 60 miles north of Detroit. We are the home of the formerly crappy water. And we are in the midst of a Michigan winter morning here. It's snowing and snowing pretty good out there. And so it's creating real slow traffic. The commute is bad today. I will point out again to you that this is 103.9 The Fox. It's a classic rock radio station in Flint. When you think classic rock from Flint, you think of people like Grand Funk Railroad, for example. If you have the opportunity to download our mobile app, we wish you would do that. If you have an opportunity to share out our live stream right now, we wish you would do that. People do need to stay home this morning, says Ronan. And that's, well, if you can, yes. Some people don't have the option, but yeah. Some people are going to have an issue trying to get where they need to go. I know we have one, we just talked to this one caller, female caller, who is on her way, and she just found out that the road that she normally travels to work, which is over on the west side, she's west of here, over in Lansing, goes to the hospital over there to work, and so the main road to get there is blocked off because of all the crashes and the bad weather and bad visibility, so she's known that she's had to take a roundabout way to get there. But being that she works in a hospital, she kind of has to be there. Just not going to be as punctual as normal. Bay City born is 60 new 30. Well, great. So did you leave Bay City? We have a couple of Bay City people who are with us now, where they're battling the idea of, do I ever take this pay bridge? They got as if you were Bay City born, you know that there are 4 bridges, and 3 of them are free. One of them you have to pay to cross, and our resident in Bay City, who's with us all the time, has yet to do it. just out of principle alone, won't cross the pay bridge if you got 3 of them that you can cross for free. Just won't do it. All right, another interesting repo story. Here comes Repo Robert, who we found out the other day is living the dream when he goes out to work every single day, because you never know what's going to happen. He's like a police officer. You never know what kind of, well, high-pressure clientele he's going to have to deal with when he's picking up vehicles and towing them to wherever they need to go. So now what is the story, Robert? What happened to you this time? All right, former Bay Cityan, if that's what you call them, 60 new 30, left in the first grade but was back all the time till about 15 years ago. Has it changed a lot from what you remember? Or has it always kind of been the same kind of town? Morning C. Brathwaite and Same Day History and Bob, all of whom have joined us just in the last couple of seconds on this 30th of January. 7 weeks from today in the United States is the official arrival of spring, and we're all waiting for it. Philip Bishop, hello, and Pat Lawrence, hello to you. Here's Johnny again. No, that's not. That's going to be more music, I think.
This is Flint, 103.9 The Fox.
103.9 The Fox. Hello out there.
Hello, Johnny.
Hi, how are you?
I'm a little concerned about my marriage.
Uh-oh, why?
You know, that sleep number bed?
Uh-huh.
My wife changed mine to 6 feet under. Have a great day.
Well, Repo Robert repoed a semi and a trailer. Boy, I didn't know they even were susceptible to that. That must have been a challenge. Can you put that? I mean, how can you put that on your vehicle that you have to take out to the scene? Is that Chris? Oh, yes. Of course it is. Yes. He's a big fan of the show, and it turns out he's becoming an ever more increasing participant in the show. The 70s and 80s, they got pretty run down in Bay City, but then there was a renaissance, and so fun to see it now. There's a lot of fun to be had in Bay City. Just ask Sheila. She's there. Trying to bring us sunshine on a daily basis. Today is a huge challenge. We may not see any at all. Which Chris? Not you. The San Francisco Treat Chris. Not our New Mexico reporter. This is the San Francisco Treat Chris. We've got several of you that are out there. We have to keep everybody straight. We have multiple names in several different cases. We have to be careful who we are addressing when we address them. Michael and Patrick E. and Matt McGuire. Good to see all of you folks. Chris, the San Francisco Treat, just made reference to trouble in his marriage, as he was talking about, because he was tying it into Johnny's sleep number bed spiel that was given. Who are we addressing? Brian wants to know. We are addressing the repo man who is trying to make a safe living in a sometimes challenging profession, and has just repoed a semi and a trailer. Now, speaking of the San Francisco Treat, there he is. We see him as free to laugh now over here. San Francisco Treat Chris. 60 new 30 moved to Seattle, where there are also drawbridges you need to cross to get around. Do you have to pay to get across any of them? Because in Bay City's case, 3 of the 4 bridges are still free. One of them is going to be taken out of commission for several days here in the next couple weeks. But one you have to now pay to get across. And some people just on principle alone won't do it. Because if I got 3 free bridges, why would I pay to get across one?
100 bags?
Yeah, I can identify, but anyway.
How's the weather? It's snowing in Motown, says Mark Taylor. It's getting worse. It wasn't so bad up until an hour and a half ago, and then it started snowing pretty heavy, and that's what's going on now. Looking at a couple of inches to be on the ground later, and it's messing up the traffic quite a bit.
Crossing all kinds of their international boundaries. There's a man in Colombia, by the way, who we'll talk about tomorrow. Now, you know how these proposals are getting more and more elaborate. Not just
Angry Johnny is here in Pittsburgh. Good morning, Angry Johnny. Johnny is from Frankenmuth on our show right now as our host. Listen in to him.
of all countries.
Why would you do that?
So he can
How was my commute? I actually took, it was not bad when I came down here this morning. Had it been doing what it's doing now, I would have had to leave the house 4 seconds early
apparently value of life there is a little lower than
because it's a slow go this morning now.
34.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph coming up.
Steph's Fox flashback straight up at right around 7:40ish. All right.
No, it's right now. It's coming up right after this
Oh,
break.
all right, perfect then.
Yeah.
All right, this hour brought to you by Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Shed those unwanted pounds effectively, safely, and
Okay,
affordably
now,
with FDA
60 new 30 wants a chicken dinner.
from Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Schedule your appointment today by calling 810-866-4567 or visit waytobe.com.
Just north of us is the town of Frankenmuth,
Fox
and Johnny lives there. He's not from there. He's from Ohio, Cleveland area, but he lives in Frankenmuth, and he's been in this area for over 40 years on morning radio. And Frankenmuth just got done with its big winter celebration known as Snowfest, which was, I'd say, mildly successful, and I say only mildly because the actual purpose of the Snowfest, which was these snow and ice carvings, they were beautiful pieces of art, but the weather was a little warmer than they would have liked, and so those things didn't stay solid for very long. The festival ended Sunday. It was a 4-day festival, and I think that most of the statues that were constructed, or most of them, are gone now. You carry your emotional support animal in a KFC bucket, says Free to Laugh Now. Says, okay. Mark loves the chicken place in Frankenmuth. That's Zender's. Zender's is quite the place, quite the reputation for that. We're going to get to the traffic again, and again, that's going to be a pretty busy one. And for those who wondered when I said 4 seconds early to leave to come here, I actually work from my home studio in the basement here, but I have to go outside and around the side of the building in order to come down here. I can't go directly from upstairs down here to my studio. There's no direct access, so I actually do have to go out in the elements. So when Chris was asking about that, that was what it was about. I do have to sometimes leave a little earlier because footing might not be as optimal as it should be. Bavarian Inn, there you go, another one Sheila recommends. When it comes to chicken, there's all kinds of great chicken in the city of Frankenmuth. Great stuff. That's the first thing people think of when they're talking food there.
Mom, I love this state more than anything, and I want my kids to have the same opportunities close to home that I had and make their lives here.
In Michigan, we're working overtime to create thousands of local
Some people
jobs
call
and
it
create
chicken muth.
opportunities for young people.
Great golf in the summertime. Brian has 100,000 followers on here. Does he really? We're not quite to that level.
MyFutureNow.com.
Tina could go for some KFC right now. I would, as long as it's
Right now.
the original recipe. That's my favorite. Always has been.
If we can bring jobs back,
A little pricey these days, but it's still really good.
Paid for by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation.
Traffic.
3.9,
The Fox.
Vehicle City Traffic.
All right, our crash-a-thon continues here. We've got a crash in Mount Morris Township. It's Mount Morris Road west of Clio Road. Clayton Township gives us one at Seymour and Calkins. Mundy Township, the 9400 block of Forest View Circle. We have a crash reported there. In Mundy Township, elsewhere, it's going to be Grand Blanc Road west of Fenton Road. In Clayton Township, eastbound 69, but past Sheridan Avenue. There's a crash there. In Atlas Township, the 8000 block of Gale Road. Fenton Township, the 11,300 block of Harbor Cove Drive. Elsewhere in the township there, Thompson at Torrey Roads is a crash scene. Saginaw Street at Reed Road in Grand Blanc Township. Fenton Road at Copenicunik Drive in Mundy Township, also crash sites. We have a semi that's blocking the Flushing Road, going to be Flushing Road over by the Family Dollar Store. Linden, north of, Bridge Street, north of Mill. That's where the latest crash in Linden has happened. In Davison, that's State Street, south of Rising Street. A crash there creating a slow-go spot. Southbound 475 near Jennings Road, Mount Morris Township. We have a wreck there. Grand Blanc Township west of Linden is a new crash scene. Genesee at Lapeer Road, another crash. Northbound 23 on Thompson Road at northbound 23 is where that wreck is. State Road at Maple Avenue in Davison Township. Moonstone Drive at Perry Road, a crash. And we have another one at Center and Carpenter Roads in Genesee Township. Hill and 23 Drive, there's another crash there. We have one at southbound 475 at Robert T. Another one at Bristol and Van Slyke. Another one Hill and State Road. In Flint, we also have the intersection of DuPont Street and Flushing Road closed, and that's because of a crash that's created a power line down situation. Southbound 75 before Stanley Road. Yeah, we've got a lot going on. Just hold on. Keep the music flowing. Man, I'm telling you what, we're just getting started here. Southbound 75 at Mount Morris Road, another one. Northbound 75 at Holly Road. And, of course, the big problem that we've been dealing with all morning has been over in Shiawassee County. Tanglement of traffic because of the crash that's closed down. Westbound 69 between exit 113 and M52 in the Bancroft area. And we also heard about another crash in that same general vicinity. M52 between Owasso and Perry. That has been a crash scene, which is really snarled traffic there, too. If you spot other problems to add to this real lengthy list, call us, 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777, and get that Vehicle City traffic info at classicfox.com/traffic. Caution, though, it's going to take you a while to read it. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
You know, we didn't have enough money to pay the band overtime, so you're going to have to speed up that traffic.
All right, and here we go with Steph's Fox.
This hour brought to you by...
Oh, yeah, thank you. All right, this hour is brought to you by Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Shed those unwanted pounds effectively, safely, and affordably with FDA-approved weight loss injections from Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Schedule your appointment today by calling 810-866-4567.
The Fox Whole Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
All right, so here we go. This one is by request from Danielle. Thank you for reaching out, and keep in mind that you too can request a song for the Fox Flashback segment. I'd love to hear from you, and just give me a song title, maybe a special date, a birthday or an anniversary, and we'll get it done for you. You can do that by reaching out to me, Steph at classicfox.com. This was one of the first songs the band recorded without Dwayne Allman, who died in a motorcycle accident about 4 months before it was released. For Danielle, this is Melissa. It's the Allman Brothers Band on the Fox.
Steph loves to do the Fox Flashback. She is such a huge fan of classic rock music and very knowledgeable about it, so she's perfect for this role of being able to play some songs that we don't get a chance to play on this station all that often. We have a bunch of regulars, as every radio station has, because they're all favorites and proven favorites of listeners, so you try to play as much of that as you can. But then there's the occasional song that people haven't heard in a long time, and it's kind of fun to hear that again, and that's what she focuses on in this particular segment, and then she'll follow up with a trivia question regarding the artist or the song or something having to do with it in a minute, so we'll see what that's about. Chris, our San Francisco treat, did 4 years in Minnesota in the 70s, and you're still thawing out. I believe that. I believe that. Minnesota is one of those states where it's even more challenging at times in the winter than even here in Michigan. For sure. Chris was also talking, while he was talking on the air, you didn't get a chance to hear. Yeah, you did. You got a chance to hear it. Most of you that were here got a chance to hear Free to Laugh Now, who was on the air with us a couple minutes ago, talking about his wife, putting him in a sleep number bed that was set at 6 feet under, Chris, the New Mexico Chris, we have to continually be able to differentiate between him, is 94.3 KDEM. Okay. Lisa's here. Good morning. Speaking of married couples, there is one now in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Newly married couple who've been together for a long time, but finally decided, okay, I guess I can handle you. They both were auditioning each other for decades. Their names are Barbara Ryder and Fred Sammons. They have been, as they say, living in sin for 40 years. Finally decided to legitimize their partnership. They're both in their 90s. Barbara Ritter, is 92 years old. She just got down on her knees at 92 years old and proclaimed to the 96-year-old boyfriend of hers, Fred Sammons, I think we should get married, after they've been together for 40 years. And so in Kalamazoo, Michigan, we have newlyweds. Barbara Ryder marrying Fred Sammons, 92-year-old Barbara Ryder marrying 96-year-old Fred Sammons after 40 years of courtship. How about that? Some people don't, they want to make sure. I mean, kick the tires, test drive it a little bit before you decide you're going to spend your life with this person. Right? And after 40 years, they finally figured out, I guess we're not going to do any better than this. So, and we all think that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are going a bit rapidly with their little budding romance going on. It is cute, isn't it, Mel? Yes. Dedicated, says Tina. Yes, absolutely. But that's what's going on. That's the latest hot news out of the state of Michigan, which is a cold, snowy place this morning. But that's hot news. 96-year-old, 92-year-old finally get married after 40 years of dating. I think it's interesting that she got down on her knees at the age of 92. That's brave.
Allman Brothers Band with Melissa right here on the Fox. And I almost screwed up because I thought that we had Jessica scheduled for this morning.
Oh.
Which is one of my favorite tunes
Right.
from the Allman Brothers Band. And so when I went back and reread her email this morning, I'm like, oop, wrong girl, wrong side title, but we fixed it. We're okay.
Good
We
job.
are okay. And I do love that song.
Oh, it's one of my favorite Allman Brothers songs. Always has been.
Absolutely. And my name isn't even Melissa.
Yeah.
So
But we do know a Melissa.
we do. Yes, we do. Our very own queen of comedy.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Allman was killed in a motorcycle accident about 4 months before this song and album was released. And it's dedicated to Dwayne. What was the name of the album that Melissa comes from?
810-230-9777.
And you are playing
Do y'all know that?
tickets to see the fabulous Thunderbirds this weekend at the FIM Capitol Theater. So definitely worth a Google search,
Yeah,
I would
this should
think.
be a good concert, man.
Oh, man.
I've always liked the Thunderbirds. They didn't have enough hits. I like their style.
I do too, but I can think of Tough Enough and Wrap It Up.
Right, and
those are the two that
that's pretty much it.
Yes.
And I don't know what else they've ever released. That Tough Enough came out in Cocktail,
It did, didn't it?
which is what really launched their career.
Yeah, the Tom Cruise movie, right?
Yep.
All right. Good morning, the Fox. Good morning, the Fox.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Doing well.
Good. Do you have an answer?
I'm guessing it's the Eat a Peach album.
You are absolutely correct. Great guess, you. Who are we talking to this morning?
It's Mike from Flushing.
Mike from Flushing. What are you doing this morning? Is it still snowing in Flushing?
It's snowing everywhere right now. I'm on my way to work.
We have one of our listeners, Sarah Ann, said Flushing Road before Lavelle Road is a Family Dollar semi stuck in the middle of the road trying to get in the parking lot.
Oh, no.
Things are bad out in Flushing, too.
Mike, are you going to be out and about this morning?
I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to get to work, but then I'm going to hunker down for about 8 hours.
All right. You be careful out there. The roads are not fun this morning.
Thank you.
All right. So you stay put. We're going to get some info off the air. But who just hooked you up with tickets to see the fabulous Thunderbirds at the FIM Capitol Theater this weekend?
Flint's Classic Rock 103.9.
Give that man a job.
Smart enough to
Yes. Brad is from Flint, born in Flint, but he's in Pittsburgh.
Of course you are.
All right. What are the weather conditions in Pittsburgh right now, Brad, if I might ask? Bring us up to speed on that. It's snowy here, and it is increasingly dicey trying to drive anywhere, which we kind of expected. The temperatures will continue to stay sort of, for this time of year, mild, and the snow of the morning is going to turn probably rainy this afternoon to mess it up even worse. 30 and cloudy in Pittsburgh, which is in fact not too bad. That's true. That's good. Thank you for that update. And thanks to everybody who's decided to join us on your own, and even those who were forced here by TikTok. I've been mentioning this for the last couple months that TikTok has developed this policy in recent times to take people who are just mindlessly scrolling through their feed and sliding them on over to people's live streams just arbitrarily so that you can get the feel for what kind of creators are out there doing whatever they're doing at this time of the morning. And that's what we do. We are chatting with you during the morning radio show, which is emanating from Flint, Michigan. But one thing that we do that other radio stations that offer this live stream during their show don't do is we actually will talk with you during the entire time you're here. Most of them are just going to put on their cameras and then they're just going to let you watch them do a radio show, which is okay, but it's kind of boring if you can't participate. And here, we make sure that you can. You're able to watch the show as we're doing from the background perspective and finding out what's going on, particularly with this traffic situation today, which has gotten really, really challenging. But we also are able to chat with you guys about whatever you want to talk about from wherever you want to talk about it, all over the country and all over the world, particularly on Tuesdays, because TikTok is where we get our widest audience. On Mondays, we're on Facebook at my Facebook page, so you can look for that. Hal Moss, M-A-A-S is the spelling on the last name, so that you're routed to the right place. Thursdays, we go to Instagram, which is my Hal Moss _news page, and I say go there and follow, because then that way, if you are on Instagram, it will enable you to know via an alert when we start our live broadcast. Now, on Fridays, we do a multi-stream thing on Twitch and on Facebook. And our Twitch name is Hal Moss Media. Hal Moss Media on Twitch.
Commercial-free workday kickoff. Weekdays on 103.9 The Fox.
Yes. So we're doing all kinds of things. The other things that I tend to get involved with when we're not here on the radio show doing news and traffic and just basically being one of the parts of this morning thing is I do a lot of voiceover work. So if you want to check out some what are considered interesting channels on YouTube, in addition to the fact that our replay from this particular session is going to be on my YouTube page later on this afternoon after I upload it, we also are connected with a channel which is an educational channel called Wild Utopia. We are concentrating it's an animal-based channel, animal theme-based, and it's concentrating primarily these days on sea life, underwater life, but we do have a couple of other things involving things like mountain goats, that type of thing. Wild Utopia is the name of that, so if you're into educational, we'll go that route. If you're into true crime, I'm doing an awful lot of narration on a channel called Sasha's Reason and Crime. We just got done with one that happened in Michigan, in Muskegon, Michigan, about the mom from hell who tortured her 15-year-old son to death, basically, and it just an unbelievably horrible scene going on over there. Good morning, Kentucky, RBO 1960. What part of Kentucky? I've been in the Louisville area on a number of occasions. Beautiful city there. Another one is basically a disaster channel called What Went Wrong. We've done a lot of narrating of things that happened on that channel. And then another one which is involving things like the paranormal or the stretching the normal kind of thing, based on dash cam scenery or Ring doorbell cameras, strange occurrences and appearances there. It's called Unexplained Terror. I have an opportunity to narrate a lot of that. And we have one more educational channel that's just starting up called 3MV. 3MV. All of those. So that's what's going on when we're not here on the radio. All of those. Tina has already latched on to Wild Utopia. Great, thank you very much for that support. Love it. That's a terrific channel. We're finding out a lot of cool things. We're finding out a couple of teachers are able to use that as part of their lesson plan too, which is nice. Love that. We're gonna get to the news here in a couple of minutes as we go, getting this morning underway in Flint, Michigan. A Tuesday, the 30th of January. 7 weeks from today is the official arrival of spring in the United States. 10:06 p.m. Eastern Time on March the 19th will be the official arrival of spring. Not a minute too soon. The groundhog will be doing his prediction, Punxsutawney Phil, Friday this week. That's Groundhog Day. We'll find out if the weather is going to be early springish, like we had last week, sort of. And we had it in Christmas time. Mid-50s. I was walking around here on Christmas Day. It was mid-50s temperatures. And then 2 weeks ago, it was all single-digit temperatures and below zero all through the overnight hours, every day through the week. Morning, John. Morning, Doc. And morning, Lizzie Farber. All those who are joining us. You're from Holtzville. Holtzville. Secret Squirrel here. Good morning to Secret Squirrel. Long Island. We have another from Long Island who used to join us on an everyday basis until he changed his work hours. One of the things that's tough about some of the people who have been regular, long-time viewers of our live stream, because we've been on a number of different platforms, starting with Periscope and working our way around the dial, is the fact that a lot of people joined us before they went to work in the morning or just after they got off of work. And then they changed work hours and they aren't able to join us as much as they used to.
Because I ran into a guy, his name was J.J. Michaels.
You had Holtzville Hal. That was his name, and he died. Holtzville Hal.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Andrew Keller kind of is, but you'd have to be like Andy Keller.
Yeah, you couldn't be Andrew.
No, there are no.
What about Drew Keller?
That would be even better. So Andrew's coming in here. The reason I thought of that, our general manager has a real radio. Bill Bailey.
Yeah, he does.
I think there have been several Bill Baileys on radio stations.
I remember. I took my first on-air job, and the first question they asked me was, what do you want your on-air name to be? And I'm like, what? You need an on-air name.
Right.
And I'm like, can't I just be Steph Barber? And they're like, well, yeah, but, you might not want people to know your real name.
Yeah, that's why some people change the other reason was for memorability.
Okay.
That's more from females than males for safety purposes.
Tell us.
Yeah.
When I started in the 70s to use two first names. So a lot of people would use their first name and their middle name.
Yeah.
So mine was Johnny Williams until I found out there was one on CKLW.
So then you became Johnny Burke.
So I just said Johnny Burke, and Burke is common enough name and people know how to.
Sure.
But you'd be surprised how many people call me Johnny Burkey. But
the E, yeah.
But that said, I think that has gone away. Even celebrities used to do that too, if you recall. Most celebrities had odd names that they made up because their names were too hard to remember. But now, celebrity Gyllenhaal, who could have put
right?
Tyllenhall would have never been a name in the 30s or 40s in Hollywood. But it's just that a lot of people have radio names. So we're going to kind of play with that a little bit on the other side with our Foxhole People poll when we get to that.
Oh, cool.
7:56 right now here on I can think of a whole bunch of people I've known over the. I even knew Jimmy Walker, the Jimmy Walker.
The Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, and that's another great name for a radio show host. He was a dry cleaner when I met him. All old celebrities end up in Las Vegas as dry cleaners. Dana Plato used to take my laundry through a drive-in drive-through. A drive-through.
She from
Facts of Life.
Yes.
Or not Facts of Life. She was on Different Strokes with the short kid.
Okay. Yep.
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman. Thank you,
Hal.
It's like a game show when you're on this show.
Audio charades.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but Dana Plato there was a drive-through place out there. You could drop off your dry clean, and she used to take it through the drive-through window. And Jimmy Walker he was doing a little better. He owned a chain of dry cleaners. One of them happened to be across the street from the radio station.
Yeah.
So you run into him every once in a while.
Wow, Cal Moss is another great radio name.
That would not be a name I would have picked. M-A-A-S. To try and when you first got into radio, did they try and change that for you, Hal?
No, in fact, when I first got on the air, I was still Harold.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, I changed that about 2 years in.
Good for you, because I could see people from the stands, especially at hockey games, going, Harold.
Yeah.
Harold.
But as far as trying to change to a radio name, I never was in favor of doing that because I have enough trouble remembering my own name early in the morning. I don't need to try to remember another one.
Thank you, Hal. That's exactly right.
I have a problem remembering where I live in the morning. So.
Where's my car? Where do I work?
News time. That's how it works. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Brought to you by Fox Half-Off Deals. Save 50% off every day on your favorite restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues in and around Genesee County, such as Men's Grooming at Millennial Inc., Gold Designers Manufacturing, the Poke Bowl, and Signature Chop House. Shop Fox Half-Off Deals and foxhalfoffdeals.com. Federal prosecutors charging a northern Michigan man with threatening President Biden and Vice President Harris. They allege that 48-year-old Russell Warren of Prudenville in Roscommon County posted a series of threats last week on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Coming up tomorrow, the funeral for fallen Michigan State Police Trooper Joel Popp, who was killed nearly a week ago and hit by a passing vehicle during a traffic stop on I-75 near Birch Run. His service scheduled for tomorrow morning at 11 at the SVSU Riders Center. Visitation is today from 2 to 8. That's at Cedarburg Funeral Home on Franklin Street in Frankenmuth. Officials at Toyota saying 50,000 Corolla Matrix models from 2K3 and 4 and RAV4s from 2K4 and 5 have Takata airbag inflators that could explode and hurl shrapnel. Their owners are being advised to stop driving them until that issue is repaired. Big Ten basketball tonight. Michigan playing at Michigan State. That's a 9 p.m. tip-off at the Breslin Center. And 2 years after the fact, Team USA confirmed that its figure skating team has been awarded a 2K22 Winter Olympics gold medal as a consequence of the disqualification of Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva. She was given a 4-year ban by a panel of arbitrators yesterday after it found that she committed an anti-doping rule violation. And to cap this one off, nobody won Powerball last night. That's going to roll the jackpot for tomorrow over to $188 million. And tonight the attention goes back to Mega Millions, where the jackpot is $311 million. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. We've got off and on snow showers in the region today that has been snarling traffic. It could turn into a combination of rain and snow showers later this afternoon. Temperatures are going to climb only slightly to around 36. Winds out of the south at 5 to 9, gusting up to 18 miles per hour at times. Cloudy skies tonight, temperatures holding steady at around 34. And then tomorrow to be slightly warmer at around 40 under generally cloudy conditions. Thursday, mostly cloudy, about 42. Right now it's 33 in Flint. In Saginaw also 33.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll. Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think.
We're asking you today about names that are really good radio names, but you don't necessarily do radio. So we want to hear what your radio name is and what you really do for a living. There's already a call here. I suspect it's not for this, but maybe it is. 103.9 The Fox. Hi there.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, I don't have a good radio name for me, but I was kind of thinking about John Densendorf. He would have been so popular if he didn't change his name to Denver.
John Denver. You're right. That was another made-up name.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And your name?
My name's Tony.
Tony Schulte?
Yep.
That could work.
It could work.
That could work. Thank you. Thanks, brother.
Bye-bye.
All right, 810-230-9777 if you want to chime in on it. Apparently Andrew Keller may not be making it through this snow to us today. I'm feeling either that or he's on his way, and we'll see if he can chime in on this. I'm sure he knows a lot of radio-named people. I was thinking of some of the others that I've met over my lifetime. Bill Daniels, Ronnie Donner, Lance Davis. These are all people that I've known that don't work in radio.
Right. One of my best friends works in radio. She worked in this market. She's in North Carolina now, and her name is Cindy Miller.
There you
so
go.
on the air, it's Miller time, and it's perfect.
That'd be great, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually knew somebody named Jamie Deathrage.
Death Rage?
Yeah, good for a metal station.
Well, yeah, or a band.
Or a band, yeah. Got some music for you now by Aerosmith on 103.9 The Fox.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you. Okay, well, let's give you an opportunity once again to smile as you're heading into your day. DW and Mike and all of those who've been joining us. And thanks so much for all of you who have stopped by to at least sample our live stream, even if you didn't stay very long. And those of you who did and shared us out and stayed with us, I appreciate the heck out of that and hope you're going to continue to do that because we're here on a regular basis. Just not here like on TikTok. That's Tuesdays. That's TikTok Tuesday. But then we move around. We're going to be on Instagram on Thursday. HalMoss_news. Look for that. Follow my Instagram page, and then that way you'll be notified when we go live about 7 a.m. on Thursday. But before we do anything else, we got to let you smile at the face of Lila. Lila is an Australian Shepherd mix who lives in our state, Shelby Township, Michigan. This is Lila. Every dog has his or her day, and Lila has her day today. From it looks like maybe a fall scene, maybe late summer setting in Michigan. Shelby Township, Michigan. I'm still hoping that my guy, Jacko, makes it in there because I haven't looked in advance to know. I want to be surprised if it ever pops up. I sent his picture in last year. Yesterday was 10 months that I've had him, 10 months exactly. And he has been a game changer. If anybody's seen my Instagram page or pretty much any of my social media pages, we've featured him here and there, and he is a handful. Jack Russell Terrier mix, who basically hates everyone and tries to protect me at all costs, and anybody who goes near 500 feet of us, he's barking at and trying to verbally threaten. But then again, it's a Jack Russell mix, so he's all talk. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your attendance and your attention and hanging out on this Tuesday morning with us on our live stream, whether it be the morning for you or the evening in the case of people like Mel, who's joining us from Australia. And it's the end of the day over there, and so we are around the world in all kinds of time zones. Thursday, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to be on Instagram. That's going to be starting at around 7 a.m. Eastern Time. At @HalMoss_news is the Instagram page where you can find that. And then we go Friday to our multi-streaming thing, which is Twitch and Facebook. And then on Monday, back to Facebook solely. And then Tuesday, right back here, a week from today, on TikTok once again. 7 weeks away from the start of spring. Hopefully your day and your weather is going to be agreeable to you. All conditions are going to be go, and a 2 thumbs up kind of a day for you. Have a pleasant, peaceful, productive Tuesday for you, and hopefully if we'll continue to join us on Thursday. If you join us on Thursday, I'm seeing a little notification from my phone that I'm getting right now, a low battery power, so we're leaving just in time. And I'll see you guys again on Thursday morning, either Thursday morning on Instagram or back here next Tuesday on TikTok. Okay?